Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Well, we're not in the kitchen today. We're outside. We're doing some stuff on the grill. I told you guys for the month of June we're doing a whole bunch of stuff on the grill. Lovely, beautiful stuff. Chris here at CaribbeanPot.com. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Above, click subscribe. You're gonna get all the latest videos sent to you as soon as they get published. Below is where you're gonna leave me your questions, your comments, your concerns, anything you want to chat about. And do remember to give the video a thumbs up. Today we're doing some grilled red snapper. But this time we wrapped it up in some banana leaves. Nice and cozy in there. I just put it on the grill. I'm just going to turn on my heat because I don't want those banana leaves burning away. But on the grill, this one here is very simple. If you're a lover of fish and you want that little Caribbean twist to your red snapper, hey, this is going to blow your socks off. Chris here at CaribbeanPot.com. Let's get cooking. Let's see if we can quickly run through the ingredients here for grilling this red snapper. But before we do, and this is not a paid advertising, this is just me saying thanks for the support and generosity of Chelsea Foods out of Toronto, the Chelsea brand out of Toronto. And this is a wild-caught red snapper. They've provided me with several of these, some salted cod, all kind of goodness I use in my recipe. So when you're shopping, I do encourage you guys to go out there, support the Chelsea brand out of Toronto. If your favorite grocery store doesn't have it, ask the manager, hey, it's about time we got some Chelsea brand red snapper in our stores. So here we go, and this here is the red snapper, beautiful, nice and clean. It comes already cleaned, already gutted and everything else. So all I did was I gave it a rinse under cold water with some lemon juice. I cut some of the fins off and stuff like that, but that's ready to go, ready to stuff with all that goodness in there. I've got some fresh thyme. This is probably about 3 sprigs of thyme, a fresh scallion or green onion, spring onion, whatever you call it. I've got here, and this may be hard for you guys to source if you're in North America or Europe, Australia, I'm not sure, Asia, you may have a chance of getting it. Down in the Caribbean, we call these seasoning peppers. In Trinidad, we call it pimento pepper. It looks deadly, but trust me, there's no heat to that, but there's a ton of flavor. My islanders down, big up Grenada, St. Lucia, Antigua, you guys use a lot of this as well too. Seasoning peppers, we need one of this. If you can't get it, well, you can't get it. We're going to also need some heat, some Caribbean sunshine, a scotch bonnet pepper here. I'm probably going to use about half of this. I've got here quarter teaspoon of salt and quarter teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. We're going to need a couple slices of this lemon and something a little bit different, not necessarily Caribbean, but some dill. Dill and fish goes good together. I got about 3 strands of dill here. Gotta give it a smell. Smells good. And one more thing here, we got some coconut milk. 2 tablespoons of coconut milk. It's going to give it that good island vibe together with the thyme and the scallion and the hot pepper, the scotch bonnet pepper. It's all kind of lovely things going on in this grilled fish today. And finally, what you're going to need, and if you're in North America or if you're not in the Caribbean or somewhere tropical, you won't be able to get this unless you go to the frozen section of your favorite Asian food store or your Latin American food store, Caribbean food store. And this here is frozen banana leaves. So I can get a better shot for you. We're going to need some of this. There's probably about 5 or 6 of them in here. I won't be using all of this, but we'll definitely be using banana leaves. If you don't have banana leaves, you can't get access to banana leaves, you're going to have to go with tin foil. The taste will be a little bit different, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? One more thing, if you're using banana leaves fresh off the tree, it will be hard to bend and twist and everything else without ripping. So what I encourage you to do, on an open flame, you would take, like let's suppose this was the banana leaf, you would pass it gently over the open flame and you will notice it will become pliable and be easier to use. Since this is frozen since the one I'm using here is frozen, once it thaws out, it will be very flexible. So here we go, grilled snapper, Caribbean style. One of the first things we got to do, and I've already gone ahead and done it here, is to make some thin cuts down the belly of the fish. And I'm just going to show you how I did that. You're just going to, not too deep. This is just going to help the fish cook all the way through because we're going to cook this pretty quickly. And that is nice and trimmed in. It's nice and cut open there now. The next thing we're going to need is the lemon. We're just going to cut a couple slices of that lemon. 2 slices should be enough. We've got our dill. The scallion, all we're going to do is, with the back of your knife, bruise it. The flavor pepper, or the pimento pepper as we call it, we're just going to cut it in half. You're going to see all that stuff in there, the seeds and everything. That's cool. Ooh, it's going to smell beautiful. It's going to smell as if it's a spicy hot pepper, but trust me, it isn't. The Scotch bonnet pepper, we just want a couple slices just to put on the inside. So I'm using half of the pepper here, just a couple of the seeds, because I want a little bit of that sting from it, a little bit of heat from there. And the thyme is going to go in exactly as you see it there. Next up, all we're going to do is we're going to bend back that scallion, and we're going to open up the cavity of the fish here and stick it in there. That's where we want all that goodness, all that flavor to happen, as well as the fresh thyme, the flavor pepper, as well as the Scotch bonnet pepper. And finally, we got to make room in there, tuck everything in there. The dill. So all of that is in there now. That is nice and lovely. So what I did was, I've got 2 pieces of those banana leaves. So notice how flexible it is because it was thawed out. So I've got 2 of them with about 1 inch or so lapping over. And all we're going to do now is put that fish on here. And we're going to season it up with the salt and pepper. Just going to flip it over and do the other side as well. Just going to work some of that salt and black pepper down into those little slits we made there. And this is almost ready to wrap. All we're going to do now, we're going to pour that coconut milk all over the fish like so. Don't worry, once it starts cooking, you're going to think maybe it's only on one side here that I've done it to. Once this starts cooking and there's some steam cooking inside here, because it will steam in the banana leaves, that coconut milk will sort of go everywhere, all over this fish. It will nice and flavor it deeply with the rich oils and goodness from that coconut. If you don't have coconut milk, and if you can't access coconut milk, all you got to do is use some olive oil instead of the coconut milk, so that olive oil will sort of coat the outside of the fish here and give it some flavor as well. And then all I'm going to do is stick the lemons on here. And basically all we got to do now is wrap this up. So I'm just going to fold this over, fold it one more time, and kind of put some force in here. Not really force, but tuck it in and wrap. Pull it towards you and wrap again. And then all you're going to do is sort of pinch the ends, tuck it in under, and the same thing for this side. And there you go, you got a nice little parcel here. If you want, you can double up on the banana leaf. I think I will do that. I will wrap it one more time with banana leaf. If you're using tin foil, well then you're good to go. You don't need to worry about leakage and stuff like that. But this is going to go on the grill now. The grill is nice and hot now. I just put it on there. What I did was, I have 3 burners on my grill here. So what I did was, the far end, which would be pretty much if you're doing indirect grilling, the far end here I have on high heat. These 2 burners here, I have it on low heat. And I've put the fish between the 2 burners because I really don't want this to cook too fast and burn the banana leaf away. So all I'm going to do now is put the lid down and let that cook for 10 minutes on this side, and then we're going to flip it over. It's been about 12 minutes. I know I said 10 minutes per side, but it had me thinking. This will all depend on, and I don't want to keep the grill open for too long because I'm going to lose all my heat in here, but it all depends on how big your fish is. I just realized I'm going to need to cook this because it's wrapped in there, it's sort of protected. I'm just going to put the lid down here. Since it's protected, and it's going at about 350, 375 degrees right now, but since it's protected, I'm going to go anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes per side, and not the 10 minutes as I originally said, again because it's wrapped. Depending on how big your red snapper is, you may need to go longer. This one here is anywhere from 1 pound to about 1.5 pounds, so anything bigger, give it some more time. The fish should be all done now. I can almost smell those wonderful flavors. Once I cut open that, it's just going to escape and you're going to see all kind of goodness. I'm just going to transfer it onto my plate here. and I'm gonna cut it open. I'm gonna cut it open and show you guys in a second. So all we're gonna do is using some kitchen scissors. I'm just gonna cut down the center, and remember, you're gonna have steam here, so be careful as you do this. Be very careful. Just gonna slice it all the way down, and then we're gonna open it up, and there we go. You won't believe the lovely aroma coming out of this fish right now. Ooh-wee! This is gonna be some good lunch for boy Chris here. And there we go. That fish is all nice and done. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I assure you, the flavors, the taste, everything will be wicked. Nice char on the lemons there. Hey, it's all kind of niceness for lunch today. Just wish I had some steamed breadfruit or something to go with this. Give this one a try, guys. Steamed red, well, not steamed, but grilled with the sort of a steam aspect too, because we got our coconut milk in there. We wrapped it up in the banana leaf. But give this one a try. Grilled red snapper with a Caribbean twist. Hey, you're going to love it. ChrisYaCaribbeanPot.com. Thanks for joining me outside today. Nice and lovely day. Got a bee buzzing around my head here, so I just hope he's not trying to attack me. Hey. Anyways, guys, have a great day.